So the adventure begins. 6:30 in the morning, trying to make my way from Midtown Manhattan to Oyster Bay, Long Island. Already went the wrong way once on the walk to the subway. See what happens. Now on the wrong train. Got to transfer to another one. So I got on the M train on accident. I wasn't paying attention. It says Queens, but it's the M train. So now I'm looking here. I need to go to Jamaica Center. Well, I made it to Parsons Avenue. I'm supposed to take the Long Island train, Penn Station, right here. See what happens from here. I made it to Penn Station, track 8. Supposed to make it by 9:03 to Oyster Bay, and I'm meeting my friend Alex at 9. I'm hoping that's okay. Well, I'm completely alone in this car, at least on this train, and it's quite a different scene from New York, where we're staying in Manhattan. I mean, look at this. So here we are at 20th Century Cycles. Gonna check it out. The first thing I noticed were how many motorcycles Billy Joel actually has in this building. This isn't even his entire collection, but there's 100 at least. Now, Alex told me a story about Billy Joel, the Stella scooter, and Bono. I'll share that with you. And then I'm going to show you his 60th birthday bike called the Vincent. So this is a Stella, not a Vespa, although it looks a lot like one. And yes, it's 2 shades of green. Not sure why, but Billy loves it nonetheless. It's a 2-stroke motor with a 4-speed transmission with a top speed of about 35 miles per hour. He's also got 2 small dogs. That's why you see these bungee cords in the sidecar, so he can take them out on the road when he wants to. Bono of U2 had a show on the East Coast. So he called Billy on the phone and said, hey, let's meet for lunch. So they made arrangements, met for lunch, and after eating, Billy says to Bono, hey, why don't you call off your driver and I'll take you home in this? So Bono agreed, got in the sidecar, and the next thing you know, they're tooling around this town they're very unfamiliar with, even though they had the address to where Bono was supposed to be, with streets and alleys with no names. Imagine the irony. Streets with no names, Bono from U2, get it? They got lost. So as they're navigating their way to Bono's place, they stopped at a bunch of street corners asking for directions from all of these strangers, and they were shocked. They're like, wait a minute, aren't you Billy Joel? And isn't that Bono from U2 in the sidecar? I love that story. Now, before meeting Alex and coming into 20th Century Cycles here, I'd never seen a Vincent before in my life. Never even knew they existed. And it's kind of cool because for Billy's 60th birthday, Alex got a phone call from a friend of Billy's saying, hey, I really want to do something special for him. I want to get him a motorcycle, something he's really going to like. So he named a few brands that he knew Billy appreciated. And that's when Alex said, hold on. Let me show you a Vincent. And he hunted around for it, found it, and this is what ended up being Billy's 60th birthday present. Now, this Vincent's a 1952, and it put out about 55 horsepower, which back in the day was huge. It was groundbreaking. It has 4 brake drums, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, with 2 sprockets. You can actually take the rear wheel off and flip it around for a completely different gear ratio for either a sidecar or solo use. And this motor is actually a stress member, so it's actually part of the frame. It's got a normal steering head, and the oil tank passes up through the center of the fuel tank, as you can see here. And the cylinder heads actually bolt to the oil tank. The back of the motor bolts to the RFM, the rear mainframe, but we usually call it a swing arm. Now, this particular Vincent's been modernized with an aftermarket center stand because the rear stand that came on it was really a pain to utilize, and it even has a more modern charging system from a company called Alton. And I'm not sure about Billy, but I know this is Alex's favorite bike. Those are just a couple of what I'm sure are many stories of Billy Joel and his motorcycles, and a big thanks to Alex and the crew at 20th Century Cycles for showing me around on a day they don't normally open. But on Saturdays and Sundays in Oyster Bay, Long Island, you can go in there for free, just like I did, and check out this beautiful collection of motorcycles. Hey, please subscribe to Motorcycle Monkey channel on YouTube, click the bell icon to get notifications of new videos, and please share this with your friends. Ride safely. I'll see you on the next one.